Hello everyone, welcome back to some more Bridge, playing day 2 of the 3-day Stars and Platinum Robot Individual for June here on BBO. Had a rough go of it in day 1, but I mean not a disastrous score, just, below average. So plenty of room to make things back up in the next couple days. And it's going to be another 16 boards of Just Declare, so let's get right into it, I suppose. The opponents have failed to find the club lead, which is quite nice for me. It looks as though we probably have 5 diamonds, a spade, and 3 or 4 hearts to make 9 or 10 tricks. But if the diamonds don't split, then that might not happen. We can't really do much about a split where West has a bunch of diamonds, because you can't test the suit safely. Unless East has a void, then you could play the king and cross over or finesse. Actually, we're short of entries for that. Is it possible we should win trick 1 with the queen? Oh no, I have a spade entry as well. So heart, diamond. If East discards, then we're never getting 5 diamonds, and we could get 4 either by losing 1 or by finessing. Finessing seems better. So we play low to the second heart trick, finesse, cash, try the heart, spade, diamond. Yeah, I mean, okay. So it seems like we have plenty that we can afford to win here. And assuming that both follow to this first diamond, you continue with the queen here, because then you can still handle East having jack 4. So, we don't know yet whether West is following, but we do know that we will take 5 diamond tricks. If West follows, the suit is splitting. If West discards, the finesse is on. Fine. And we're just going to cash out here for however many tricks that is. Oh, the hearts were 3-3. That's nice. No sense trying to set up a second spade trick. The opponents have too many clubs for that to be a good idea. I mean, you don't want to finesse, but sure, if the ace drops the queen, I suppose you can try. But obviously they're just going to cash the rest in clubs. So, very, very normal result. Nothing much should happen here. This should be 50. Even if you try the weird position of finessing against low to the 10 of diamonds, it happens to work. I guess my best hope is that some players try taking the spade finesse for some reason and an avalanche of clubs falls on them, but it's a bad play I wouldn't expect people to make. So, as I say, it should just be an average board. Here, East open to heart, huh? So we expect it to go king, ace, ruff, lose 2 diamonds. The good news is it's kind of good, though, that if West had king jack 10, which is impossible on the auction, but if you haven't looked at the auction yet, then that seems possible. Then the opponents might take 3 hearts and 2 diamonds without having to spend any spades. That would be unfortunate. As it is, they have to spend one of West's spades to get their third heart trick, because East has both the ace and king. So that's nice. Makes it somewhat more likely we can play the spades for no losers. No guarantees, but... Yes, West does well here not to over... Well, I guess it depends on the layout, but... So what have we learned about the layout? East has 5 hearts. Well, yeah, we knew that. Does it actually even matter? How could I possibly get the spade suit? How could I play the spades? There's only 3 out there. If all 3 are in the same hand, there's nothing I can do. And if they're not, there's nothing I have to do. So we can just, cash and hope for the best. All right. Yeah. The opponents did the best they could here. Not much I could do about it, and the other tables should have a similar result. Huh. I mean, my hearts and clubs look pretty good. Spades are obviously a problem. The exciting thing is going to be when I play low here, which surely I will. Well, yeah. There's no way playing the ace could be right. Suppose, well, yeah, I'll just play low and that solves the, okay. Now a spade back, That's a problem. Because in diamonds, if West has the... East played the queen, right? Yeah. If West has the king, we could go up with the spade, finesse in diamonds, and if the diamonds are 3-2, we could take 5 diamond tricks and pitch all of my spade losers. So West having king third. But, I mean, why would West lead the 6 from a 3-card suit, including the king? Maybe king 7-6, but it's just not a very appealing lead, right? Why not lead a spade, where West also appears to have the king, but probably more of them? So, I think West has led from shortness, the 6 from something like 6-3, or 6-2, or perhaps even 6 singleton, in hopes of finding his partner's suit or something. And that East, therefore, has king-queen X, or king-queen fourth, or something. And so if I jump on this and finesse, they're going to cash a mountain of spades. So how many tricks could I cash out right now if I wanted? 4 clubs, 3 hearts is 7, 2 more aces is 9. So... And if the hearts split, I would have 10 tricks. And potentially a diamond spade squeeze for 11. But we already said I think East has the diamonds and West has the king of spades. So that squeeze will fail. So I think I should duck twice. And play some kind of squeeze involving hearts and diamonds and or spades. So if I duck twice, I'm down to just 1 loser. If the hearts come in, great. If not, you'll want some sort of squeeze. If I duck only 1 trick, if you duck 1 trick and the hearts come in, you'd have spade diamond squeeze, but that doesn't work. And there's no particular advantage otherwise. Unless... No. There's no, like, repeating squeeze because the spades and diamonds are divided. Okay. So duck 2 of these. I don't know where the 10 is, but I don't see much point playing the 9. Oh? Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I claim the remainder. East did have king-queen, and the hearts weren't splitting. So there was no line that could have produced more tricks than this. If West had not made the mistake of continuing spades for a 3rd time, a heart-diamond squeeze against East wouldn't work because North has the only heart threat and the only diamond threat, and East gets to play after North. So you would need to involve the spades in a squeeze somehow, but... Oh, well, I take that back, actually. There is a squeeze that would have worked against East, and I don't think I did it right. So here, when I duck myself down to one loser, I put myself in a position to maybe squeeze East, which, having one loser is a nice place to be. But I actually think ducking this costs me a trick, and West returning gave that trick back. No? Why not? Oh, no? Oh, West has the 9 of hearts. Okay, let's actually look at this one. We can actually finesse... We can just play the hearts for 4 tricks if we can see through the cards. But suppose that here, West switches to a diamond. We have to play the ace to keep our over trick. East ducks. And now we have to run the 10 of hearts. If East ducks, we have 4 heart tricks. So East plays the jack, ace, 9, and then the 8 is a winner. So, yeah, I mean, if you play low, you can still take enough tricks, but you have to read the cards perfectly, which nobody's going to do. If instead you win this trick, you have a much more reasonable route to 10 tricks. It's a heart diamond squeeze with 2 losers, but 2 losers is fine because the jack of hearts is vulnerable. They can be thrown in with it. You still have to read things, but it's not so outrageous. And you might or might not figure it out at the table, depending on how much the opponents sweat on various tricks and so on. Should I have cashed the diamond first? I guess it doesn't matter. So, I guess, yeah. The point is now you play the ace of diamonds. And this is sort of squeezing East, but it's mostly just stripping him, right? East had to pitch the 5th heart on one of our clubs, but it didn't really matter. More importantly, East had to pitch all of their spades on these clubs, which I didn't draw attention to, but East is sort of squeezed here, right? If East pitches a diamond, we just cash the ace and then the 9. If East pitches a heart, we just run the hearts. So East pitches a spade. But that's their only exit card. Now, jack of diamonds to the ace. If East plays the king, well, obviously we just enjoy the diamond. So East plays low, but then we say, all right, enjoy your diamond. And what's East supposed to do? They have to lead a diamond away from the jack. And we get to win the 10, then the ace, then the king, and then the queen. So that end play is only available if you keep 2 losers. So by ducking this spade, I gave away that possibility. That's interesting. It is sort of like obvious, if you are experienced with squeezes, that the red suit squeeze works perfectly fine with 2 losers, provided you can guess the layout. Whereas if you duck, it might not work. And I think that is reasonably clear. I don't know whether you should actually still duck, because If you have one loser, you can't make a mistake and go down even more than necessary. Whereas if you try to run the 2-loser squeeze and you misread the situation, you could cost yourself quite a few tricks. So, I don't know. I don't think my line was unreasonable. And it happened to work because West misdefended. But there was another line that would have worked in a kind of cool way without needing West to make a mistake. Okay, so we're in 4 spades. Don't totally love it. I think you would like to play to set up diamonds. Oh, thank you. That will help a great deal. I think you could go wrong here by playing a heart to the ace. I think that would be a mistake. The problem is you want to set up the diamonds in order to pitch your heart loser, right? But suppose you play a heart to the ace and 2 rounds of trump and you find that spades are 4-2, which is more likely than not. Then you have to extract the last spade right away. Well, I mean, I don't think you have to, but at some point, an opponent will win a spade. Maybe it would be fine. No, because if West has 4 hearts, spades, 4 spades, and only 1 diamond, they could ruff the second diamond trick and lead a heart through dummy's king-jack. Then you have to spend the king too soon before you've set up the diamonds. So, I mean, that's the kind of play that would only cost you if diamonds are 4-1 and spades are 4-2, and it's West with the long spades and the short diamonds, and East has the queen of hearts. So, like, most of the time, you'll be fine if you play the ace of hearts. But I don't see any reason to be so foolish. Let's just ruff a club to hand. And now I have the ace of hearts as a secondary heart stopper, so I can hang on to the king. Now, if the spades had been 5-1, tapping myself in clubs would have been a bit embarrassing. But they weren't. So there you go. We roughed the club, cashed the diamonds, pitching a heart. And West did have 4 spades, and East did have the queen of hearts. But the diamond situation was not the one I was worried about. So I think you would do fine if you played the ace of hearts, if you were careful, maybe. I think you might also have trouble even if West has 2 diamonds. Heart to the ace. Spade, spade. Yeah, if West had king X of diamonds, I guess. Anyway, I don't know. Let's not dwell. Well, we had better dwell somewhere, but let's not dwell on the past, shall we? Well, it looks like we should be setting up the dummy. I don't see a good reason to duck the ace here. I suppose there could be like some 5-2 diamond layout where that would be nice. To prevent their ability to give each other roughs or something. Yeah, maybe that's not such a bad idea. On the other hand, if you were very lucky, you might lose no diamonds, and by ducking one now, you give up on that possibility. Right, you might win the ace of hearts, spade to the queen, heart hook winning, club to the king, heart hook winning, ace of hearts, spades. Oh, they're 3-3, lucky me. Pitch 3 diamonds on the south hand, rough south's third club, and lose no tricks at all. It's not super likely, but I don't think it's very likely that ducking the ace of diamonds is going to bring you any luck either. So let's preserve that possibility, I guess. And I think I should actually play a club to the king before a spade to the queen, just to reduce the possibility, like maybe spades are 5-1, and I take it spade to the queen, lose a finesse, and east gives west a spade ruff. Clubs are not so likely to be 7-1. The 10 is an interesting card. Yeah, okay, well, I think I want to rough this. I don't know. Yeah. So we're going to lose a diamond as well. But we navigated the unpleasant trump break without too much pain. And, I mean, diamonds were 5-2. Ducking trick 1 might have made things a little more convenient for me, although I don't think so, really. 3 no trump. What? Okay, sure. Some unpleasant blockages in spades and diamonds. But clubs should provide sufficient entries. Even with clubs coming in, I still have a loser or two lying around. Right? And not much material for any squeezes. On account of there being no entries in spades or diamonds. It seems like the main feature of this hand is guessing the clubs. West's 2 of spades is probably from, I mean, we don't really know. But probably, let's analyze West's mind for a little while. West knows we have a big club fit. Okay, so a club lead is sort of out of the question no matter what they're holding. But hearts and diamonds and spades are all sort of possible. On the other hand, North did show shortness in spades, and so West may judge that that's the most profitable suit to attack, almost regardless of their holding. So I don't think that really I don't think West's choice to lead a spade tells us that much about their hand. West probably doesn't have king, queen, and jack of hearts, because that lead would be pretty appealing. So East has a heart honor, but that doesn't say so much. We don't know too much about the shapes of any of the hands. So I don't think there's any reason to deviate from the normal thing to do in clubs, which is to cash the ace and king. I guess, well, there sort of is. If we're using the clubs as entries, if you have to blow the ace and the king and duck a club, you might not have enough entries to untangle everything you want to do. So I think it's probably fine to just take a club finesse here. And that way, if it wins, great. If it loses, oh well, at least I still have plenty of club entries to do whatever else I want to do. Oh, I should have thought before I won that. How many tricks do I have? I have 3 pitches from the south hand. I still have 3 losers. I should probably duck this. Well, no. Of course not. Because the queen means I can actually force out the jack. Yes, this is fine. And now I have no losers at all. I can unblock the diamond. Spade pitching dummies last diamond. King of clubs and dummies up. So the normal play of king ace of clubs also wouldn't have worked. That's a relief. Some players may have finessed the other way and would maybe do better. Although I feel like I did pretty well by getting a spade trick. Maybe if you got the clubs right, how would you get a spade? I guess you would attack diamonds instead to set up the 5th diamond. That's how you would take 6 tricks. 5, 9, 10, 12. Yeah. So you could do better than I did. Okay, that's interesting. We're in 2 hearts doubled. It looks like I have 9 tricks. If the hearts are 5-0, I might get only 8 of them. Presumably be west with 5 of them, not east. But I don't think they can stop me. Okay. Well, let's just save everybody's time. I'll claim 7 more tricks. You guys can have the last 4. No way they're discarding badly enough to give me any of those. Yeah, I mean, it went... I mean, it's hard to blame the opponents for their auction, really. Like, East should double and then double. Makes sense. And what's West supposed to do? Like, you could try 2-0, maybe, like, I don't know. I think it makes sense to just pass and hope you beat it at pairs. It won't be the biggest disaster in the world if they make it. I mean, you'll get a bad score, but presumably other tables will be doing the same thing, some of them at least. And if you can get 200, that should be pretty good. And you have no real evidence that anything you guys play is going to make. The opponents are getting a bad score. Not, obviously, the robots don't get scores at all in this tournament, but if it were a real match point event, you would say, oh, unlucky for the opponents, but I can't really blame them. They didn't do anything wrong. We're in 2 clubs. Both opponents declined to open and also declined to overcall. West at the 1 level and East at the 2 level. Eight high card points. I have 13. That's 21. The opponents have 19, but nobody could find any calls. Okay. This 3 of diamonds suggests that East's holding might be something like ace-9 doubleton or ace-10 doubleton. Can I do anything with that? I don't think so. You can play low here, forcing East to play the 9 and then your king, but now queen and jack are stuck. They'll get trapped under the ace. I wonder if it might be best, actually, to play the queen, forcing East to actually play the ace. And then you can play just 2 rounds of trumps. and then the last few diamonds, and possibly get a ruff that way if the player with short diamonds is also short in clubs, which presumably is East. I like that idea. Ace 10 doubleton, all as I expected. Ooh. Well, so much for that ruff, I guess. So West has a stiff club and 9/4 of diamonds. Where are all the spades? If West had like King, Queen, 4th or something, they probably would have bid the suit and they probably would have led the suit. Did I say King, Queen, 4th? King, Queen, 5th. East, on the other hand, with a holding like King, Queen, 5th, wouldn't really have a chance to bid them after North bid a spade. So maybe East shape is like 5, 2, 2, 4? Holding some spade honors? But then why didn't West overcall a heart? Holding like Ace of Hearts and King of Spades or something like that, and Jack of Clubs and short clubs. So I don't think East has only 2 hearts. I think he has 3, which would be something like... Okay, doing these out of order. 4, 3, 2, 4. The spades being 4/4 makes sense. Nobody having 5 hearts explains the lack of overcall there, too. I'm trying to think about who has the Ace of Hearts, is why I'm doing this investigation here. East has the Ace of Diamonds and presumably some spade honors. Like at least one, the king. Because if West had the ace king, they would lead it. So East has at least the king of spades and the ace of diamonds. If East had the ace of hearts as well, they might well have led the suit. But they might well have opened, I mean. I don't have enough trumps that I can afford to lead spades even once. It would just be nice if I could trick West into leading a diamond for me somehow. Or not necessarily trick him, maybe even better, force him. But I don't think I can do that. I don't have enough tempo. Even if I assume West has the ace of hearts. I'd like to lose a spade first, and then like lead a heart to the queen or something, but I can't do that because they would just continue spades. West pitching a lot of spades. So West pitched 2 spades and then felt they had to pitch a heart instead. Given that we think West's shape is 4, 4, 4, 1, they should be... What holding would they want to pitch down to 2 spades from? Probably just the king, right? So East has ace, queen of spades as well as ace of diamonds? Maybe. So West's last few cards look like King X, Ace Jack, 9X, Void. So I'll see if I can lose some spades now, and maybe something good would happen. Yeah, there's the queen. Right, good switch. Because now West... Well, is it? I don't know what they can do about this. West wins the jack, and then the ace. And then plays the last spade. And I have to rough it. Sure. Aha! Got him. It was the ace, not the king. Okay. So West misread the situation with a couple cards left. Right? West has to cash the ace of spades, which sets up dummies 10, but that doesn't matter. Right? I have to rough it and play king of diamonds, diamond, losing to the 9. So I'm pretty pleased with how I read that hand, right? I had everything pretty much nailed down, except I wasn't sure. I had the ace and king of spades switched, and I didn't know like where the jack and 10 of hearts were until later on. And I mean, did that enable me to play the hand brilliantly? I think well, right? Realizing that I could play a low heart to the queen and they kind of have to let me win and then I can attack spades, but it doesn't actually gain me anything to know all that. West just eventually made a mistake because I played enough cards that they fell under some pressure. I don't know. I don't think it was exactly my accurate read of the hand that caused me to get all those tricks. I guess my read of the diamond suit helped, but that's sort of pretty obvious from trick 1. Well, I'll take it. That should be an above average result. Have I had any that have felt that way before, actually, today? This one I did okay, but probably below average, if anything. Well, that's not true. If you get the clubs wrong by playing the ace and king, you can't set up diamonds, and that might be enough for West to not make the mistake in spades. So maybe this could be above average. This one I think I did fairly well, that's true. Here, I did well, but nothing special. Okay, I've had a fair number of hands that I felt I did okay on. Well, this contract is not making. Any chance I could convince you guys to play the ace and king of diamonds on the same trick? I'd like to play a heart to the king and lead the queen of diamonds from the north hand. Since leading towards the closed hand, i.e. declares hand, just generally puts the opponents under more pressure, gives them more chances to make mistakes. Maybe East holding king third would feel he should cover for some reason, and that would clash with West's stiff ace. I don't see any harm in that try. No dice. Not a surprise. You could try a club to the king here, and if they duck this, you would count yourself lucky. But I don't think that's very likely. But I also don't think they're very likely to be able to ruff a club. I don't know. If East wins the ace and gives West a ruff with a low diamond, it'll be kind of embarrassing. All right. Yeah, I have a high cross ruff, except that you guys will win a diamond at some point. Down one, I don't think you could hope for much better. Another exciting auction. Doesn't look like this one's making. But, I mean, never give up hope, I suppose. Okay, we have to decode this auction to figure out what is happening. East overcalled a heart. Presumably 2 clubs is a heart raise, yes. Who knows what redouble is? Just reminding everyone that you overcalled a heart, I guess. Huh. I think we should have doubled 4 hearts. And it was South's job to do that. Because my hand is not good for spades and great for hearts. Was partner's double supposedly a support double? Okay. Yeah, okay. Well. All right, I mean, well, actually, do we think West has underled the ace of diamonds? Is that possible? The 8 suggests neither the ace nor queen, but in that case it doesn't really matter what I do. So we should assume West has led from the ace or the queen. I suppose that holding like queen 10-8 is possible. You know, I mean, people do underlead aces on occasion. You should consider it. But I think I'll just do the normal thing and play low here. No shock, there's the queen. And the ace, so it didn't really matter what I did. Pretty sure we have to put in the jack here. Great, at least I don't need a heart ruff. Who doubled this? West? Yeah, who knows whether that shows anything in spades, though. I want to ruff a diamond, but I'm concerned that if I do that, well, what exactly? They might make me ruff another, like diamond ruff, ace king of spades. I mean, it's not at all unlikely, by the way, when I play a low diamond, West will ruff in with the 10 of spades, but I don't really care. So diamond, spade, spade, and then I have to play a club, which potentially East could win. But no, we know West has the ace of clubs. Right? East showed up with the queen of hearts and the ace queen of diamonds, so there's just no room for another ace. So I don't even really need a diamond ruff then, right? I can use the king of clubs to pitch it on the 9 of diamonds. Okay, so let's just lead a club here. Play low in case West has 5 clubs and East can ruff this. Is that possible? West has a doubleton diamond, 3 hearts. 5 clubs would leave West with 3 spades, which is totally possible. Yeah, I think just in case we play low here. Well, I'll put it in the 9. Why not? Am I gonna have trouble getting back to my hand? That would be embarrassing. Let's cash this heart while I can. I don't think I am. Well, look at that. Here I am. Okay, but it's fine. West has 2 spades, but that's it. I can ruff this. And West... Oh, 1 spade. The 10 was played earlier. I forgot. Oh, I'm so good at this game. Down only 2. West did have 2 spades, but not 2 spade tricks. Here I am doubled again. Well, the first time an easy over trick. The second time 2 under tricks that I could not get away from. This is feeling more like the second one. It would appear that I have 9 tricks and no prospects. Maybe they'll let me score the 4th round of diamonds. Oh no, West has 5 diamonds, so that's impossible. Well, no. I jump on the ace. And then I can lead up to the 10 twice, and if West doesn't play a heart immediately, I'll get the 10 of diamonds as a winner. Like if West tries to cash another spade, or a diamond. Okay. That's great news. Down only 1 when 2 is my fate. $10. Yeah, definitely top of range for 1 no. I could certainly see some people bidding 2 no here, but sure, 1 is a reasonable conservative approach. We have 5 hearts, 2 diamonds, and at least 1 club. Let's put in the king and see how that goes. Cool. The problem is that doesn't really tell me where the ace is. East might well have ducked from something like ace-jack 4th. So if I try another club to the queen, the opponents might cash 4 clubs and 3 spades. So I think we just cash the hearts and see if the opponents discard enough relevant potential winners that we can afford to be more brave. Club, club? I don't think it's very likely West led low from ace 9 4th. You've got to have some reason to lead the suit, right? So I think East does have the ace. I don't know. I could just cash the diamonds. I guess that's what I'll do. It's kind of timid, but the way East has been pitching, I think West has the queen of diamonds anyway. Yep. And the clubs were offside. Yeah, so I don't think you could do anything to produce more tricks here, but you could definitely take fewer if you wanted. Like if you do anything besides just cash out, you will take fewer tricks. Oh, spades being 3-3. Is that true? The opponents could take 3 clubs and 3 spades. Yeah, that's 6 tricks. And they only took 5 against me. Okay, that should be above average. Okay, East overcalled a diamond. Well, it doesn't look like there's a lot of decisions to make on this one. Just try to convince them not to get a club ruff, I guess. Cool. If a heart honor drops here, we might have a decision. Yeah. Because you could play the king here, but if East's holding was queen 10, 7, 3, you'd be giving East 2 heart tricks by doing that, and you'd go down. To defend against that, you could play a low heart from dummy towards the 8. But then, if West has something like Jack 10 Doubleton, he might win the 10 and give his partner a club ruff. On the other hand, of course, if the opponents had a club ruff coming, they could have taken it at trick 1. So you'd only be giving back something that they deserved all along. So let's think about how likely it is that someone has a singleton heart, I guess. Specifically West. I don't know. Seems possible. Diamonds might very well be 5-5. That would explain why West didn't try to cash another diamond. But he led the ace of clubs, suggesting shortness if I had to... Yeah, I think it's okay to take this finesse because I don't think West is going to be able to win and give East a ruff, and that's the only thing I'm really worried about. Beating the BBO morons, I suspect, who will have just played 2 rounds of Trump from the south hand. And clubs were 2-2. Okay, so nobody was giving anybody a ruff. I'm in 4 spades. My trump suit seems a bit weak. I also have some potential diamond losers. I mean, there's at least 3 certain losers on this hand. So you need to lose nothing else to make 4. I mean, the right line in spades is to finesse for the jack, and I don't see any reason to do anything but lead spades, so let's just do that. Diamond is interesting. Might East have the queen? Why else would you be in such urgent need of leading diamonds? Well, I have the ace-queen of hearts. I can pitch my diamond loser now. Yeah. Hopefully nobody roughs this heart. All right, East is saving me from the guesses. I was going to guess wrong. I was going to finesse into the jack, but East wouldn't let me. So, making 4 when I would have liked to go down if I could, but East would not allow it. Wow, 3 diamonds? Really? You have to bid, like, your hand is perfect for whatever partner has in mind after bidding 3 clubs. And 3 diamonds is just like, no thanks, I hate you. I don't know if you want to bid 3 spades, 4 clubs, 3 no. You got to do something. You can't bid 3 diamonds here. Okay. Huh. You can't really draw trump here, can you? If you try, the opponents will win the second round and cash a heart. And then they may very well give themselves a club ruff as well. And you can't really use the spades to pitch anything relevant because the opponents can ruff the 4th round and you can't pitch anything meaningful on the 3rd round anyway. So I think you just have to resign yourself to them taking a club and a club ruff. And a diamond and a heart. But hopefully that's it. You jump on the ace and immediately play a heart. If the opponents win this and play ace and a diamond, you don't get your heart ruff. But then they've given up tempo and you can actually you can finish drawing trump, cash all the spades, pitching your hearts, and just lose a club at the end. Well, eventually. Yeah, feel free. So they've prevented my heart ruff, but they've given me time that I don't need the heart ruff anymore. Let's cash one more just for good measure. And I'll lose a club, I suppose. Well, I mean, I don't know. Might as well give them a chance to go wrong. Ah, they found the line. Wow, what? 4 spades? I guess I do have quite an interesting hand. We're basically just ignoring partner's 3 diamond bid. Huh. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, this might not be so bad. We're missing 3 aces, but that might be all we lose. Well, we're missing 4 aces, but one of them isn't cashing. So I don't think either opponent has 5 hearts. So we can afford 1 round of spades here. And spades were 3-0, and they cut down my heart ruffs, but I think I only needed the 1. Yeah, there goes the jack. Easy contract, well bid. I take back all my incredulity. I mean, it's a 7-5 hand. You have to be ambitious with those, for sure. So, fair enough. How did we do today? Much better than yesterday. Enough to lift my average to, what, 55? Yeah. 46 and 64 is 110. Yeah, 55. Very few below average boards. Just this one. This is a great scorecard. A lot of them are just like, 53 or whatever. You know, they're not outstanding, all of them, but they're really solid. This indicates not really letting many opportunities by, I think, or not making any huge blunders. A lot of results were just sort of normal, but let's go and look at some of the ones that weren't. Board 3, We got a 96. I didn't do anything. I just ducked enough spades that they made a mistake. Okay. I think it should be pretty routine to duck 2 spades, right? Because there's no, like, what? You're always going to have to lose them eventually. Might as well be now. Board 5, we did quite well for making 5 here. Just, I mean, but all I really did is take the trump finesse twice. And then when East showed out, of course, you stopped playing trump. Maybe you could make a mistake here by playing the king of spades, I guess, but that's crazy. What a bad play that would be. I didn't realize, by the way, West had played the 9 of hearts earlier. I was thinking I would have to... I was thinking West always had a spade trick, heart trick. No, I think I did notice, actually. Because I was thinking about finessing against the king. The 9 is just crazy here. Like, Declare's not going to put in the 8. Of course, Gibb doesn't think that way, but okay, whatever. I don't know. I don't think I did anything too smart here. What I did was just normal, fine stuff. Board 8 was noticeably above average. Making 3 because we finally conned West into leading a diamond. Yeah, I think playing the Queen of Diamonds trick 1 was a really important part of that, though. If you play low, East puts in the 10, your king is forced, and now you're just out of material to threaten another diamond trick, right? The 10 forces the king, the queen forces the ace, the jack wins, and the 9 is just sitting there unopposed. The 8 is no threat to it. You have to play the queen to set up a situation where you can maintain a tennis in the suit. And of course, the defenders should have done better. But I think actually the Queen of Diamonds at trick 1 was the key play. Even though it isn't what actually gives me the over trick, it puts me in a position where the over trick is possible. And then all that monkeying around at the end just, I don't know, eventually something good happened. Board 10 was quite good. Down 2. Probably for not voluntarily roughing a diamond, if I had to guess. Realizing you can play the 10 of clubs towards the king. Something like that. Board 12 also good. Wait, I skipped 11? Yes. Board 11 is good. I clicked 11, but I was looking at the results for 12 here and got confused. Yeah. Lucky here as well that West didn't see what was happening. And like, why would West make this play? He's worried that I might cash a bunch of hearts and pitch my last diamond, basically. Seems far-fetched. If I were going to do that, I wouldn't have attacked diamonds at all. So, I mean, I don't know. I'll give myself some points for noticing that the 10 of diamonds became a threat that I could lead up to twice. And it shouldn't have worked. West should have won and switched to a heart. But it's not so easy for him to find that necessarily. I was thinking he might jump and play a spade, and that would also be just as good for me. Jumping and playing a diamond did not enter my mind, but I can see how, oh yeah, it's not crazy. The important thing is anything but a heart from him is a disaster. For him. Board 12 did well just to cash out. Don't try leading up to the club again. Don't try the diamond finesse. Just give up and go home. Board 13 did well to make 4 hearts. Yes, I did. This was one I noted would be definitely quite good. Because if you... right here, if you play the King of Hearts, you're toast. You have to cross the dummy in something. Spades being the most safe looking. Although it turns out spades are 5-2, so if this had lost to West's Doubleton 10, they would have actually gotten a spade rough. But if, you know, the layout would have been different then. So who can say? Board 14, normal. All right. Well, I'm in shape for an okay result as long as I do okay tomorrow. As always, I don't promise I'll be here tomorrow. I don't always play these things through, but I usually try to. They're fun. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.